Now, so let's now come to our final topic. And our final topic is tips for dynamism. Tips for dynamism. In fact, the discussion I've had so far, there are tips for dynamism in it, but I'll make a short comment on that. However, I'm coming to the next aspect, which is collective responsibilities of stakeholders. Collective responsibility of stakeholders. The question is, who are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders? I will say by now, I am sure you are aware of you are aware that for a teacher to have a success, you need other stakeholders who you must bring along. You cannot do it alone. You are not Mr. Know-it-all. You don't have all the sciences and technologies or human behavior. You are not expert in everything. What you need to do is to be able to bring the other stakeholders along. I'm not going to waste time on that. The question is, who are stakeholders? When we say stakeholders, they are people who have vested interests in whatever organization they find themselves. Some of them are people who benefit from the system, they are stakeholders. Some of the people, they are people who invest in the system, they are stakeholders. Every other channel, every other person that will say that because of this happened, that person is because of me, or I should be able to do this, that person is a stakeholder. So in the school system, in the educational system, the first stakeholder is the child. Take note, no school will be established if not for the child. No teacher will be paid if not for the child. No educational minister will be on his desk if not for the child. They will not get job. Everybody who works in the educational system, we are all in the educational system because we need to raise somebody to the level we are. And if you find yourself in that context, you are a stakeholder. You are a stakeholder around the pupils and students. Some people, you cannot drive in the car you are now if not for the child. I can talk more about that. If it comes to inspiration, I will talk about it. I can question it. So stakeholders, so the child, the student, you the teacher, you are a stakeholder. The school owners as private schools, they are their own stakeholders. Government is a stakeholder, that is the political office holders. Public servants who have to contribute to education, they are all stakeholders. And people, there are other organizations, the non-formal, non-governmental organizations. All of them, they are all stakeholders if they find themselves in education. There are many non-governmental organizations that are in education now. And we can talk about Action Aid. They also have contribution to what? Education. So in the country context, the stakeholders, they are numerous. We can also talk about international stakeholders and country stakeholders when we come to the higher level. Now, if these stakeholders, they are stakeholders, when we say stake, they have interest in it. They have interest in the education. The question is, are they all contributing their quota to the school system? That is a question to look at. Are they all contributing to it? Why are they not contributing to it? So when I want to talk about this and I come to government level, I flow a lot. I'm not going to talk about that one because sometimes it is disheartening that people who are to help us to help the pupils and students, they take the office and they They feel that, oh, it becomes their right, they can do anything. Every other thing they are doing is about how they keep themselves in power, is about how somebody will say that they are this and that, without thinking at the end result that the people, while we are in the system, what are we doing to help them? So collective responsibility I am talking about now is all about everybody playing his or her role in the teaching and learning process which affect the classroom. So let me talk about parents. In my discussions, I have spoken a lot about parents, but I am also going to emphasize that it seems many of our parents don't know their responsibilities to their pupils or their wards in our classroom, some of them. And because of that, when you report a situation to them, instead of them to cooperate with you, it seems as if you are worrying them. Even some parents, where I read a lot and I observe online, honestly, I am online at so many places, not because of the fun of it, because I want to learn, I want to observe. Now, there are some parents who, even when you give assignments and the assignment is taken home, they complain that the assignments are too much. Am I a teacher? Am I that? No, the teacher must play his role. Parents must also play their role in the teaching and learning process to raise the child. That is why they are part of the stakeholders. They are one of the major stakeholders. So after the child, we have parents. After the parents, we have teachers. After the teachers, we have school managers. After the school managers, before we go to the offices and all other places, the teacher is the immediate person. So parents need to help these pupils and students. And when they come together with us to focus on this, I believe that many of the problems that you face in your class will be solved even 70%. Because, for example, I was discussing with one of my participants yesterday about a child that is having a learning difficulty, and he went to the parents to discuss this with them. Because the parents don't understand this, it seems as if the teacher is blackmailing the child, that the child is not doing well. So they are now trying rather to blame the teacher, that it might be that he is not performing his duty. In those cases, it means that the parents are negligent. What do you do in that situation to get them involved, to know that they are part of the responsibilities of raising the child? If you have that situation, my suggestion is that when you talk to the parents, they are not forthcoming. What you need to do is that find out somebody that the parents respect and they look up to or they listen to. Then you talk to that person to be able to explain to the person that, oh, this is the reason why I am on this child. It's only that I'm trying to help the child. I am trying to play my role, so the parent must also come in to play their role. If we all play our role in the teaching and learning process, it will minimize the stress, it will minimize whatever problem you are having in the class, and I can assure you that you will have a success always in your class, and that all that I am saying about dynamism, which is my final statement, is that to be dynamic, it means you are not static. You don't think that this is how I do it and you must always do it like that. My experience that I have in Nigeria when I started managing a school was very, very interesting. And that it becomes some way, and however we are able to pull through and manage, because some people will get to understand. In fact, let's take note of this. Even though some people may not be cooperative, you can all agree with me that there are some parents who are cooperative in the learning process. You can even follow some of them to be able to help you to get to those parents or people who are not supporting. As I said, I don't want to talk much about government issues. There are other platforms that I'm handling, and on those platforms, I'll be dealing with those issues, and all is about helping each other for us to achieve the goals of education in our countries in Africa. What I want to say is that Africa can get better if we all believe that we are part of the solution. Your classroom can get better if all stakeholders know that they are part of the solution. What I want to say is that some people blame others for problem. However, they don't want to identify how they can make contributions. I always tell people that I don't like talking too much about problem. I talk about solution most of the time. Why? Because I believe that everything have a solution. And what we are doing now is one of the solutions we want to bring to bear on teaching and learning in Ghana, Nigeria, and the whole of Africa. And that is the goal for this course that we are doing. Finally, take note of this statement, very short to conclude my discussion. Take note. You as a teacher, you can be your best self as a teacher. You can be your best self in handling your class. If you are your best self in handling your class, always thinking that I must come out the best way and achieve all the objectives I set for myself, you are positive in your mind. If you are able to help the pupils and students engage their mind, let them understand that it's all about their future, it's all about becoming that great person God created them to be, you are carrying them along. So in conclusion, to bring out the best in somebody, you yourself must be your best self. If you can't be your best self, you can't bring out the best in somebody. Therefore, in conclusion, you as a teacher, even though there are challenges as we have discussed, always remind yourself, I will be my best self. I will be my best. If you are your best, the thing is this, if you are best and you are doing your best, and you have the expectation that some other people will do their best, they will not use your negatives against you because they know that you always try to do your best. In this case, I want to thank you all for following this class. I want to appreciate the comments that you are giving. This is Kambel Masterclass. And finally, our discussion was about effective classroom management. And through it, on the first day, we look at the concept, we look at the importance. Then the next day, we look at the challenges, and we also look at the rules of engagement. And today, we have looked at, in the first place, we look at effective strategies in managing your class. And in my conclusion, I talk about stakeholders. I couldn't go into detail, but finally, this is my word, never forget it. To be successful in whatever you want to do, try as much as possible to be your best self, and you can get the best out of every other person you want to raise to any level to become great people in the future. Thank you all. God bless you. Now I want to look at your questions, and I want to respond to a few of them. There are so many. Some people had problem or challenge in following, but they were able to get through. Then they said, somebody say, kindly teach me how to do it. I am not into phone. Okay, that was a challenge somebody was having. But what we are doing, and you get it all, is that every discussion we have here, you have them on our YouTube channel. We are also going to break it down and make sure that each of the training, there are 6, all of them, you can have them separately. Anytime you want to listen, you can listen to it. So let me attend to your questions. Yes, somebody, okay, the person said, I'm okay. Now, let me see if there are people who want to make contribution online. Let me go to my, yes, okay, let me go back. Yeah, okay. Hello, is anybody there? Any question? Okay. Yes, my assistant is identified. If there's any question, yeah, please, those who have questions, can you send them? Okay. So as I did yesterday, in fact, yesterday after the discussions, I was online for about 3 hours to attend to people who wish to ask questions. I had a phone call with some people for a discussion. This is a passion, and I'm going to do it again. On my time here, when we close, I'm going to be online until 12 p.m., 12 o'clock in the night here in Nigeria before I go, because I need to conclude with you today, and because I know some people have a lot of questions. Today, as I said, we are extending a little and will not go too much. So finally, before we go, we have books and we want people who are interested in it, all the presentations. If you like it, you can get the presentation. Another thing is that some people ask me whether they will get certificate. Yes, you get a certificate. However, you have to pay for the certificate. Anybody, when you pay for the certificate, it's just moderate. After we finish, they will put the price online for you to see it. It's very, very moderate, you can afford. We know that our countries in Africa are in challenges now. We also want to help. That's why we are doing this. What I'm doing here, 3 days, I know how to come out of it. However, we want to, because we need to help each other. So if you take a certificate, we are giving you the course material free of charge. And there are links, everything is transparent. When we finish and I close, my assistants will put everything online, and you can contact us back, call and confirm when you do your transfer, and we'll send you your certificate. When we send you certificate, we'll send you the electronic send you the material also. So on this note, I will also want to show you. Yeah, so we already have it, but those who come online, this is one of my books, and this book is what? Education Key to Achieving Your Potential and Career Goals. And this is Foundation English Grammar for Schools. I also have now Kambel. We have what we call Kambel English Phonics. We as Kambel, our focus is on Africa. So we are trying to do a research and see the challenges that Africans have in their pronunciations. And we are going to see how we help each other for us to overcome it. So we will have the African English language. And that is an aspiration of Kambel, and we will have it. On this note, I want to say thank you all for following us. I believe the first day was good. The second day was very good. And I hope today has been excellent. I know you spend on your data before you listen to us. I hope that you have benefited from it. Take the message to others. You can follow us. Before I go to sleep, I'm going to take this video and put it on our YouTube channel. We are going to trim it and put there. You can direct people to that place to listen to it. Lastly, our appeal is that invite people to like our YouTube channel invite people to like to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Kambel Masterclass page on Facebook. With all this, you are contributing to the successes that we want to chalk on Africa. We can do it for ourselves. Our whole thing, this thing is that we want to do it for ourselves. And when I come to discuss some other things, we'll talk about that. On this note, thank you all for coming. I say God bless you. Remember, Kambel Masterclass, Kambel International Group. Our aspiration is that our aspirations are in education, career, people, and business development. And that at Kambel, we anchor vision and mission. Thank you all. God bless you.